Hey, it's Zach from Us versus Herd, coming back today with another video for you. So what I want to talk about today is the charts on Tastyworks platform. I'm going to do the desktop platform because the web platform does not really have charting. So basically I'm going to give you a review of the charts and what I think about them and how they compare to some other charting charting tools and whatnot in other platforms. So I'm going to go through some of the things and some of the features they have on here, some of the advanced features and what I think about them. So I'm just going to use Priceline as the example here. This is the chart that's going on right now. So I'm going to go into here and see on the left, you can see it says PCLN right here. And then up here is a tab that says indicators. You can click on that. So, so if we go into here and we look at it, you can see all these things here, all these different kind of indicators that you can tack on to your chart. What you can do, or how to perform this, what you would basically do is you would hit one. So like, let's say I wanted to do the acceleration, deceleration, hit add selected, and hit close. And you can see how it popped up pretty much right away. So the volume was already added on there. That's the standard. The volume are these bars right here, the grayish bluish bars here. And since I added the deceleration, acceleration advanced feature or indicator, you can see that it basically just makes the chart smaller and then makes this part pretty big, which I really dislike. I think that they should be able to give you like another, box or tab that you can open and close. But they don't have that feature like a lot of other platforms do. I know Etrade Pro has that, and I know that the thinkorswim platform allows you to have multiple graphs and different indicators, and they have different pages for the indicators rather than having it right below. But the weird thing is, if you check this out, you can actually add more. So if I add another one, you can see how it makes that box even smaller, and then add another. And you can see how it makes the chart smaller and smaller and smaller. And you're like, oh man, I mean, you can make it a little bit bigger. However, it makes everything else smaller too. So ideally, you can only have a few of these up at a time, because this is going to make it's going to make your kind of screen a little cluttered, and then it's kind of make your brain a little confused. For me, it's not organized well enough. I mean, you can make these whatever size you want, but for me, it doesn't make any sense to have it all on this one little box when you could have made other pages that allow you to have indicators or allow you to set up indicators in a separate way, so it's a little bigger. I think it's just poorly made personally. So if you want to clear them, you hit clear all. Personally, I like just the volume, which is standard, so I can see everything. I don't really go into depth on these. It's just I trade options, and I don't really use these that much or ever. But if you're doing similar kind of trading, you can see what they have on the platform. You can also customize the color of the volume bar if you wanted. You can make a custom color, which is kind of cool. So I mean, whatever you like, but I usually keep it the default, this grayish blue color here. And you can customize that color to be anything you want. So another thing I want to show you here is that what your time slots are available for the charting, basically. So how frequent you can get updates and whatever on the charting. So you can go by month, week, day, 12 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, and so forth. You can see all that. I trade on the 15-minute chart, and I usually trade on the 1-day chart. That way I can see what happened today, or at least the today chart. So this just shows me the bars just for today. The 1-day chart will show me a little bit after. It shows me when the times are down here. So it'll show you like what times there were yesterday and then carrying over today. So it's like a 24-hour chart, really. Doesn't really say that, but it says 1 day. So the one thing here about these charts I want to make a note is that when they first started, you couldn't actually do the 1-day chart. I want to do the 15-minute 1-day chart, and the 1 day would never load. So now they seem to have fixed all of those glitches, and now all of these work. To the best of my knowledge, all of these work. So yeah, I would recommend using the 1 day though if you're trying to trade accurately. If you're not, then don't worry about it. Trying to just look at the graphs or something for overall knowledge, then you don't have to use that. But so if you want to see here, these are the candlesticks. You can actually change those to something different. So you can change it to a bar, which is a really interesting look on this platform. They look kind of like bamboo shoots. They're really interesting looking. It's kind of cool looking, but I don't think it's practical for trading on this platform. It doesn't really give me the information I need. I mean, it does, but it's not as bold as I need it to be. And then you can trade on, this is the, what do they have it on here? The line. They call this the line. So it basically just shows you if it keeps going up like bar after bar, then it just continues in a singular line. And if it goes down, it continues on a singular downtrend. I don't really like this feature. To me, it doesn't really help me out very much. And then there's also the area, which I mean, this is not something I would ever use for trading, but it just shows you what kind of areas they're in. You can see that what like dollar amount area they're in on the left there if you line it up, and you can kind of see it. I really dislike that. I don't think it's really good for me. If I ever had a trade, I always use the candle, but if I've ever had a trade on something else, I would probably use the bar. I don't think it's different than the candle, but it's not entirely different where it doesn't make any sense. It gives you the same information just in a different way. The candle, though, is the more traditional. And before, it never used to show me where the candle like went up to. So like, for example, if the candle went up to, on the left here, you can see if it went up to 1854.77. Before, it would just show you where the candle closed, and it wouldn't show you where that candle actually went up to. But now they seem to have also revised that, which in my books makes the charting here a little bit better. But in comparison to like thinkorswim, where you can have multiple charts on multiple pages, doing different, running different tools that are actually helpful, this is very basic and not very helpful, I would say. Their charts are just good enough where I can use them and make an educated trade. I do also like the thinkorswim platform. I usually do have it up, or my brother has it up when we're working, just so that we can compare charts and see kind of what's going on. But I don't always make the decision on a trade on one chart alone. It's just kind of weak for me personally. If you guys think anything different, go ahead and comment below and let me know what you guys think about these charts. So if you look here, you can also change the color on the what color you want the fill to be on the bars. I just keep it as green and red. I don't think you should be messing with that. If you get confused, like if you made one, like if you made I don't know, the normal green, you made it like blue, and you made the normal red like, I don't know, gray or something, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I would just say, green for up and red for down is good. I don't think you should mess with that. You can change the background color too, and then the axis background, the grid lines, and I don't need that. I just need it to make sense. And the way the default that it's at makes sense to me. And once you kind of learn a certain way, you kind of don't really have a desire to change it up, because you're already, your mind is already set and your brain has kind of already learned the muscle memory from everything. So I don't change it too much, but that's the way you customize it. You'd go into here, go to colors, and you can change just whatever the appropriate name is for what you're trying to change, and just click it and choose what you like. You can also have drawings. This is how you remove the drawings, but let me show you how you would. This is also like the layout. You can change all the layouts on here if you want. Like I said, I don't like to mess with it because I've already learned the way that it is, but this is where you would go to do so. So if you want, you can actually, we'll go to drawings first. You go to the tools here, and you can draw trend lines. Now, it's not very good, and it's very hard to do, but personally, I've tried, but I don't know how this works. I've clicked drag, I've clicked across, I've double clicked. I don't know how this trend line works. It doesn't make any sense. There it is. So it doesn't work well. I mean, you like double click on it, you double click in a spot, and then try to, I don't know. The double click doesn't work half the time. It doesn't really make any sense to me. If you go to thinkorswim, it's very simple. You hit the button, you hit the mouse and you drag it. And that's what I'm trying to do now. And it just, if I'm trying to draw a trend line, it just doesn't work. I don't know. It's, call me crazy, but I've tried all of these and they don't work very well. I'm going to say that this advanced charting tool is basically useless and it doesn't really show me anything that I want to see. I've tried to use it. It sucks. Personally, I think it's terrible. They need to upgrade it needs to be more user-friendly. I mean, their platform is really user-friendly for trading, but for advanced tools, they're not that user-friendly at all. And then this block here just changes this little piece here. So you can kind of see that it changes this thing. I don't really use it. I just keep it the same. It's not a big deal, but, whatever floats your boat. So yeah, this is just some basic charting that they have on here. I think on a basic viewpoint, if I were to do an honest review of it, it's very new like for people who are new traders, it's very friendly to them. They can understand the chart. But I think that if you're trying to make a good educated trade, I think it lacks in that area. And you're gonna notice that if you're using any other platform before this, you're gonna notice that it's lacking majorly in the tools that you have grown accustomed to. So I wouldn't recommend using this. I wouldn't recommend using the charts I wouldn't use them in any advanced way. I think that the advanced solutions they have on here are very weak. The tools they have, the trend line doesn't work very well. The different kinds of bars are kind of lame. And it's just, honestly, they try to do what other brokerages have done with their platforms, but they didn't do it well. And I would recommend that they fix it, that they do better. And I think that they will. They have been growing steadily. And they're, like I said, they're brand new. I mean, they started this year. So in January, so they have a lot of time to grow in. But for now, that's all I have for you guys on the charts. If you guys like the video, please leave a like below. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead and ask. If you guys want to see a certain video, also go ahead and ask in the comments below. Please subscribe. We do put out content as much as we can for you guys. We got a lot more coming your way. So if you guys want to be part of that, go ahead and subscribe. We do appreciate it. And remember, it's always us versus herd, so join us.